What is going on, guys? So picking back where I left off, we'll go ahead and sleeve these. I'm gonna leave this one for now because this one has seen better days. I'm gonna put a different plug on it, repin a new plug. But if I get to these two wires, that allows me to go ahead and put the carburetor on and then put the air box in, which is what the goal is in this video. And if you get the air box on, I can go ahead and also do the crankcase vent. So I got these in. I ended up having to use electrical tape for that, but I mean, the carburetor is going to be covering this anyway. That looks good. You will probably see that, but you won't see this one with the electrical tape. So I got those ran back, ready to go into the plastics where the battery is going to be. I went ahead and did the crankcase vent. So I went ahead and wrapped that one. I got my hose clamp on it. I got it all sleeved. I think what I'm going to do next, I'll worry about this later. I'd rather have the carburetor in place and then the air box in place. And then I'll go ahead and worry about the crankcase vent because I got to run it back anyway. I got the carb in. It's lined up. Lined up right here. Of course, the little clips lined up, or little clamps lined up. I went ahead and put in my throttle cable. So it's in there. I got grease all around the edges. Also, I got grease in the little drain tube. So I might have to go back and adjust the slack of play on the throttle. I don't know if this is going to be too close. I mean, I know this stuff can handle a little bit of heat. I know it's not really insulated, but we'll see. I mean, at least it looks black for now. The fuel line I might do later on too. Hell, I don't know. But carbs in. Right, so here it is. Here's the air box. It is the gray. This was the original one that was green. It is now gray. So, except for this time, instead of having a yellow, so we're gonna have a copper one with the brass fitting. So that should definitely look a lot better than the random yellow. But that's what it was from factory, yellow. So we took the time to take that apart. Only thing different with this one that I might do is the gasket. I think I'm gonna cut around the edges. I did notice, you can tell it was sucking in. So I'm just gonna cut the edges right where that line is. That way I got a better peace of mind that this isn't just sucking in. So I'm gonna do that. The bolts, I want to get the bolts powder coated. I'm gonna put in 4 of them for now, but I'll go from there. All right, air box is in. Went in pretty smoothly. Yeah, the carburetor didn't cover this wire as much as I thought it was, but I mean, shit, from this distance, man, you ain't gonna see that. Yeah, so that is in. I didn't put silicone. Last time I ran a bead of silicone around the edge, but man, I think that stuff, I think it's sealed in there pretty good. Carburetor still looks good. Everything still looks lined up. Also got this cable. I didn't know if it was gonna hit the air box or not, so this is the reverse cable. So I was waiting to see where to run that, which looks like I can just drop down in right here or in that crack right there. We'll see. I'm gonna go ahead and cut this gasket the way that it needs to be, find those bolts, and then screw all that down. I didn't bolt any of these down yet because I think what I'm gonna do, and I might do it, I might not. I think I want to powder coat all these bolts. I just don't know if it'd be worth it. I think it might be, it might not be. We'll see. Found some screws for those, for the frame. I have a bunch of little tabs like right here, here. I bought the factory plastic clips, especially the one that goes here. There's another one that goes around here somewhere. So I'm gonna pull up the parts diagram, look at the part numbers, and see where they go. I got a bag here somewhere. Here it is. So these were all the plastic pieces are. I got it all hooked up, runs through there. Both wires come above this bar just to keep it from dangling. I mean, I guess I could have threw a zip tie right here, but whatever. You're not gonna see this, so I'm gonna keep it high as possible off of the four-wheeler. That looks like it might need a, adjust that a little bit, but got a factory clip here, another clip here, which allows it to run down, which, if you don't know, the reason for that is if whenever you sink the bike, you don't get water that just goes straight to the crankcase vent. Water has to get into the air box, flip a few times before it can make its way into the crankcase. That's gonna trap bubbles. It's gonna air trap the water from getting into my crankcase. I got the ignition coil on just for fitting up. I got this on as well. Now, like I said, I don't know where I want to put the CDI box at. I mean, I could squeeze it right behind or right on top. I mean, that is possible. We just have to zip tie it. And then I could definitely put the winch mounts right here. I think that's actually going to fit. I just got to find a way to actually secure it. But I think that will work. And then this box is sitting right in front of it, which is where all those wires are going to go. And I'm going to put custom plugs on these, so I can't see why that wouldn't work. And then that would leave enough room to put this on this side, kind of like this, which we already measured that it's going to miss the tank. Because I just don't want the CDI box mounted right here. That's what it was last time. I'd rather have it all tucked away nice and neat. Like I said, I'm going to sleeve these wires anyway. She's mounted, and I got the throttle cable. Went ahead and ran it through the bottom along with these. So that's coming through the top. I bent this bracket forward, drilled some holes. So now that relay is bolted on the back side. Found a bolt for that. And since I put this on because I bought it, I went ahead and just did that. Plus, to keep it off the swing arm, ran in between them, ran up with the throttle. So that might be a little too long. I can push it back down later. But those are finally in place. Now let's go and get that winch mounted. So these are where things are starting to get messy. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to sleeve this one individually, sleeve this one individually, and right here heat shrink them together and sleeve them as one. When they come right here, I'll just throw a long enough heat shrink to where this boot ties into that. Same thing with the power wires, kind of do something like that, and then just stop the main heat shrink right here and throw a longer one right there, because it's not worth doing that little piece, I don't think. All right, so it looks like it's gonna fit, and I got a little bit of slack on that yellow one if I want. All right, so here's what it looks like so far. So I got the heat shrink. So they have blue heat shrink on this, just so you know that it's for the blue one. That's why none of the other ones have heat shrink. So figure that out. Anyway, so I got the individually sleeved going into one loom, and then it's coming here. So I might have to cut this heat shrink, shorten this up to like here, and then individually sleeve these cables. Only thing I'm worried about is I want to wait to put the crimp on to sleeve and put the heat shrink, because I want it to be like this, where the heat shrink goes onto the actual fitting. So these are probably gonna have to wait a little bit, but now I'm gonna go and start sleeving the power and the ground. All right, so just so I don't put myself in a bind, I'm coming in, dipping off, and I'm coming around the back. So I'm gonna leave these instead of cutting them, because I don't want to screw myself and cut too much. These I weren't scared, because I mean, I could redo that like 3 or 4 times with how short that is. I just gotta readjust that still. But like I said, I'm messing with the power and the ground now, so I'm just gonna leave that as it is. Alrighty, so I got the power and the ground. Just gotta put the rubber boots back on. Left a little bit of slack. Comes through here, player. Come through there, through the bottom, comes out here, just like I imagined. 2 separate ones. Comes in there, just got the extra slack sitting right there. Those are gonna come down, and bam, that looks good. Hell yeah. I need to mount this up. I'm gonna sleeve this as well whenever I mount this up. But to mount this, I need to have this. And you seen on my last one, I took this out to measure it. I need to put my reverse switch here. And I think my neutral, I'm gonna take out and put another light there. I think the neutral is what I'm gonna use to control all the rock lights. With that being said, I'm waiting to kind of do a custom wiring harness to this. I think that's gonna wrap up this video. Waiting on this, I'll finish that up when it comes in. I did order all rigid lights. I'm gonna try to fit one of those chase lights, the rigid chaser lights or chase light, I measured it, it's 7 inches. This is like 6 3/4, so it's gonna tuck in just a little bit on both sides. It is 2 inches, but it kind of curves off and curves off. Should fit in there nicely. And I got all Ignite series rigid lights that I'm gonna put as rock light. I bought the little chaser lights or spreader lights, which they're only 4 inches, which they're not installed, but kind of like this where there's 2 3 inches, I'm gonna have 2 4 inches, which that I do have to get custom made, but I'm gonna just see if they fit first. But I think that's it for today. So y'all subscribe and stay tuned because this thing has a lot more to go. It's just a lot of tedious stuff that I have left. I still got to put the reverse lever on and try to get the brake lever on for the reverse. But yeah, guys, I will see y'all in the next one. I'm going to wrap this up. Y'all take it easy.